Hello, and welcome to the second episode of the Jonah and Leandro movie podcast.
With Leandro and Jonah. I am Leandro.
I'm Jonah.
And this is our movie podcast.
On this episode, we are going to go see the movie Send Help, directed by Sam Rami.
Ooh, baby.
We're going to bring portable recorders and record our reactions right away after we see the movie. And that's the episode for today. Hello, Jonah here. We forgot to say there's going to be tons of spoilers in this episode. So if you haven't seen the movie, maybe watch it first. Or if you don't care, then continue listening. And if you have seen the movie, then enjoy. Okay, bye.
We will see you right after the movie. Let's do it. Well, you are walking out of a movie theater with us right now. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay, that was crazy movie. That was a crazy movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around what happened in the last 20 minutes of that movie.
It was a lot.
All right, the sea warmer.
It is cold.
Welcome to our recording studio.
I should have put a sweater on. It's probably going to sound good in here.
Holy shit.
That was a crazy movie.
Send Help is definitely better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be good because I heard good things about it.
Yeah.
And Sam Rami knows what he's doing.
I haven't seen a lot of Sam Rami movies. I've seen all the Spider-Man movies, obviously. Yeah.
But he directed another Marvel movie.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It was like, I saw Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness.
Did you like Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Oh.
I really don't like it.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I rewatched it.
That's too loud.
I rewatched Multiverse of Madness recently. I was excited for it, and then I don't know. Maybe I just don't like Sam Raimi's style typically when it's like outside of the Spider-Man movies, because you can sort of feel his like directorial hand in the way that he like does jump scares, and he sort of moves the camera in a very specific way that I can't really articulate.
He's very intentional with with everything.
He is, and it's very him, and you can tell that it's him even if you don't know he's directing. Especially, I mean, there was a moment in this one where you literally like slapped the seat.
That was so scary. It was so unexpected because there's no reason for a zombie to be in this movie, but he's just I don't know. I like the style of like he's very intentional. Mm-hmm. He knows how to do thriller and horror and suspense and it's a very movie like like where it's okay that it's not realistic.
The movie is about this woman named
Oh, shit. Linda.
Thank you. Okay, I'll start over. Send Help is about a woman named Linda who works really hard. They call her like the office workhorse at some sort of corporate job. And she's trying to climb the corporate ladder. The guy who owns the company, who promised her a raise, passes away. And the company gets handed down to his dickhead son. And the son then blows Linda off and says, "Screw you, you're not getting this raise. I'm giving it to my buddy who I was in a frat with, who treats her like shit at work." She stands up for herself in a moment, and she demands an answer for why she wasn't promoted. And in that moment, he offers for her to prove herself by coming with them on a trip to finalize a deal overseas. I think he was in Bangkok. So they get on this plane, and oops! The plane goes down, and then it becomes a survival movie. The rest of the movie is Linda and the sole survivor, other than herself, being her new dickhead boss, trying to survive on this island. And Linda is a really big fan of Survivor.
And she's a little crazy.
Well, yeah, we discover that.
And she's just trying to prove herself, and people can only take so much, and eventually they snap.
Yeah, and I think that's what this movie is about. It's about people who are overlooked, who have the skills to do great things and be great, but maybe they're just a little socially inept, so they don't really have a way into success. And then, they push her until she breaks.
And also, it's about like sticking it to the man, like she did.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, massively, dude. I feel like this movie is entirely about sticking it to the man. Yeah.
She stuck it.
She literally in multiple occurrences, she sticks it to the man. Like, you have to see this in a theater. I think it would be
in D-Box.
Yeah, if we haven't said it yet, we saw this in D-Box, which, if for the uninitiated, this is Jonah's first time in D-Box, by the way. I'm a D-Box
It was so silly.
connoisseur. D-Box is a type of premium screening where the last 3 rows of the auditorium...
Wouldn't call it premium.
Well, it's like their IMAX or AVX or like, you know how there's like all these IMAX knockoffs. This is sort of an attempt at that.
You pay extra for
You pay a lot.
to
You pay a lot
move
more.
your seat around.
The tickets are like $20, but if you don't have a Cine Club membership, they're $27.
Oh my god.
And
I would do it for like another kind of movie. I mean, it was fun. It's fun. Like
it was good.
It's a fun idea to like to move. It's a fun idea to like be moving. Like the plane crash, like that was perfect with and like with that kind of thing, like a disaster movie kind of thing.
It's intense,
but like it's funny when they're just like walking around or doing random stuff, and like once in a while you get a little movement of this. Obviously this has nothing to do with the movie itself. This is just a review of the Cineplex D-Box, but it's just so funny. And I was wondering, I was like, is there someone that like works for Cineplex? They must watch the movie and then program the D-Box to go with the 100%.
Movie. Yeah, how do you apply for that job?
Funny.
Do you
and also like it's like we were in it and we felt what they programmed, and sometimes it's like what are they doing? Like,
why the fuck did you? There's a moment where they hit a golf ball. For the record, you've been really still for maybe 20 minutes. The chairs have not moved. The first thing that happens is they putt a golf ball slowly, and your chair jolts forward with the golf ball, and then it stops again for another 10 minutes. I'm like, what is going on?
That was funny. Yeah, like you won't move for like 20 minutes, and then randomly like there's a little jolt or something of the chair.
Oh my god! Anyway, I'm like crying laughing.
It was funny, but yeah, back to the movie. That was a good movie. It's a good. I'm not a big like horror thriller kind of guy, just because, especially horror, I find it kind of silly, because it's just not real. And I just can't like connect with it. Like when I was younger, my friend would show me all these horror movies, and I would never get scared. I would kind of like laugh at them because it was just kind of like silly to me.
Well, everybody has a different reaction to horror. That makes sense.
And but I do appreciate a good like horror thriller movie when it's like a good movie, and I would say this is more like thriller than horror. It has a horror.
It's like a survival comedy for a long.
There's definitely some comedy in it for sure.
Well, like even the gore,
and I think that's what. And now that I think of it, I feel like that's what makes a good like horror or thriller. Is when there's comedy in it, because they know that it's silly, but it can still be good with like good characters and a interesting story, and like the jump scares, like you can like I still got scared, like, and that's what makes it better too, is the scares and the suspenseful stuff is intentional and not just like random, like it actually makes sense for the story, and I like that. And the same with like the Ready or Not movie, also has some comedic aspects to it, and I think that's what makes it good, because it's not taking itself so seriously, like some of those ones where it's just serious the whole time, and it's just like, okay, come on, like this is ridiculous. There's like a ghost coming out of the wall or from the ceiling,
that's kind of how I feel about Hereditary. People are going to crucify me for this.
Like exactly, like
I don't love Hereditary.
It's kind of just
I thought it was too self-serious. The last like hour is just devolves into this weird humans crawling on the wall thing. It's not for me. But
and like with weapons, like there were some comedic aspects to it.
Funny, very funny movie.
And that made it good. So now that I think this is an epiphany that I've had, that a good horror or thriller movie has comedy in it.
Or you gravitate towards horror comedies. And like he does gore, like you were saying, really well.
Yeah.
There's a moment where she's fighting a boar.
Yeah.
And that's the first time you really see blood in this movie.
Yeah.
And she comes up against this kind of ugly CG boar, but if you look past that, it's insane. You think it's dead. She hits it once.
Oh my God,
it keeps coming.
crazy.
She hits it in the chest. You're like, it has to be dead. It keeps coming, and it pushes itself into the spear, and then it starts coughing up blood in her face as it's barking at her. And it's just, and then there's like snot coming from the boar too, and then she has to fist the boar, and then it kind of foreshadows what happens to her, because she takes the stick and then jabs it in the eye.
Yeah, true.
And
that kind of stuff I can't watch when it's like eyes or like gross stuff like that.
How did you feel about her castrating him?
Okay, that was really fucked up. That was a crazy scene. Obviously, through the movie, you kind of know she's a little nuts. Like, you know she's obviously, like, kind of kidnapping him here in a way. Like,
totally.
Like, there was an option to get out.
Right away, by the way.
Yeah,
like,
which, like,
within a few days.
Yeah, like, she sees that boat. We don't know until the end that the house is there. So you already know that she's kind of nuts and crazy. He tries to get away and he poisons her, and she's like, okay, I'm the boss here, you can't do that to me. And like, she paralyzes him, and
she uses a nerve toxin found in a squid she caught,
and then threatens to castrate him. And she's super crazy in the scene and really shows her true colors, and he's obviously freaked out. And like, I thought she was gonna do it. I was like, she's gonna do it.
Me too.
Like, there's no, like, this movie just went from one level to another.
It jumps up
in fucked upness. Yeah. And like, I was like, she's gonna do it. And then when she pulls the rat, I was like, I totally bought it that she was gonna do it.
Well, yeah.
And like, I was like, okay, yeah, this movie went from one level to another. Like, that is so screwed up. That, like, where's it gonna go from here? Like, that was messed up. And like, you hear this, like, she's squelching, and then I was like, are they going to show the testicles or not?
Yeah.
And then so when she starts to bring them up, I'm like, they're going to show them. And then it's a rat, and you're like, oh my God.
You son of a bitch.
And it's like, okay, thank God. Like,
well, I kind of wanted this guy to get castrated.
Yeah, like, we obviously don't like him.
He's so annoying the entire time.
Like him.
On purpose. Great job, Dylan O'Brien.
Yeah, who is that guy?
He was in The Maze Runner, I think.
He kind of looks like Adam Brody.
I don't know if that's a compliment to Adam Brody.
He's like a less sexy Adam Brody.
Fair, yeah. I never made that comparison in my life, but all I picture is him in The Maze Runner, and I saw the first Maze Runner, and I've never seen any other ones.
I've never seen any of them.
But he was like a teen heartthrob. He was like one of the...
He was good.
Rachel McAdams.
And Rachel McAdams was fantastic.
What a treat.
She's incredible. She's incredible.
They try to like for lack of better words, ugly her up in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then as she comes into her own, they make her attractive and like, strong, and they purposefully made her like an unappealing human being with like, food in her mouth, and she dresses like a really unfashionable librarian.
Yeah. Hey, but maybe some people are into that.
Did you notice that the guy that takes her position looks like, what's his name? American Psycho. Christian Bale in American Psycho.
Oh, no,
he's dressed with like the slicked back hair and the suspenders, and I'm like, this has to be a reference to American Psycho. Nobody in this movie is a good person.
Yeah. I mean, is she a good person or not? I would say she's a little crazy. I don't know if she's a bad person necessarily.
Morally complex?
Yeah, morally complex.
That's a very polite way to say it. I was thinking about this when we were sitting in the theater, actually, how it's sort of a story of how people get beaten down and then snap. You know that thing where, you have a character who's got bullied and harassed and is a loner and, develops some sort of obsession, and then their psyche snaps and they become a serial killer or like a mass murderer. It's that story, but you're taking her out of a place where she can hurt a lot of people. You know, the only people that she hurts are the people that come to her. You know, like she's developed this little bubble, which is interesting because she's isolated herself in her regular life. And then when people try to save her here, she pushes them away, literally pushes them off a cliff. I think it's going to take time for me to digest and feel like I know exactly what Sam Rami was trying to say, but I feel like there is something deeper there that I can really appreciate with his storytelling. But that might just be a full of shit film bro thing. It could just be a movie about a woman who like tries to cut the nuts off of her boss.
Yeah. Well, yeah, people can only take so much sometimes. You're going to snap eventually.
Yeah. I felt so I loved her character.
It was great. She what an amazing actor.
Even at the end, when she is literally using his head as a golf ball, I'm like, this is good. I like this. Like, she's doing this, like, Saw thing where she is at the computer and she's, like, watching him on surveillance cameras and following through
that was
the house.
Funny. The house thing was kind of like, oh, man, really? I can't believe that was there the whole time.
They kind of hint at it because she says... we never see her go into thorns and spikes.
Yeah.
And then she's like, look over there. You can't go over there.
Yeah.
Big bad. And then when he wants to go on a walk, she goes, no, don't go on the walk. I want to come with you. She's trying to stop him. She goes, remember
Why do you
about
think
the
he
thorns?
ran that way? Do you think he knew he was going into the thorns? Or do you think
I think he knew she was
away? You think he knew she was lying about the thorns?
I do. I think in that moment, once he realizes that his... fiance has been murdered. Which again, I wouldn't have assumed that she did it. Like, did she bury the body? Is that the implication?
No.
I can't get over the fact that body was like 6 feet underground.
I believe it. Like the waves and stuff are kind of crazy. Like
maybe
that stuff's unpredictable with water and.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Come on.
But I do think that he knew in that moment. That she was full of shit.
Yeah.
Because if she's lying about one thing, like, he's going to take the chance, right?
Yeah. I knew she wasn't going to believe him at the end there when he was, like, trying to be like, I love you. Like, I knew she didn't believe that.
Yeah. And that's a very sincere performance. And I think you're supposed to understand that she doesn't buy it.
Yeah.
You know? I think she's too smart the entire time to buy it. Like, she starts this movie as the smartest person at her company, and she ends it as a millionaire, presumably, with her bird in the passenger seat of her convertible.
Do you think that she took over that company?
No.
Like, what? You think she became successful from, like, surviving that?
Yeah. They're like, you became famous for surviving. I think they literally say that. They're like, you're at a celebrity golf tournament, and, you know, we fell in love with you a year ago, and she's publishing a book about her experience. And
right. Yeah, going in, I didn't know what it was going to be about. I saw some, like, I didn't even see a trailer, but I just saw some images where it looks like they're on an island, and so I really wasn't sure what it was going to be. And when it started in the office, I'm like, how are they going to get to an island? Mm-hmm. And then I still didn't know what it, like, I was like, is someone going to kidnap them? Like, what's going on? And then when they were on the plane, I'm like, what's going on? And then when the plane had the first little jolt and the seatbelt sign went on, I'm like, oh, they're going down. They're going down. And like, oh, that was really scary scene. Like, Sam Rami is, I think, really good with that action stuff and the suspense. Like, it was so perfectly done with, like, the editing and the shots and the whole movie, any of the action stuff, the suspense stuff. Mm-hmm. It's so perfect. I agree. The editing, the shots, the camera movements, like what we talked about, he's so intentional. I noticed just through the whole movie, every shot is intentional, every camera movement. Everything
that he allows you to see is so that he can set you up for something later.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. I just remembered she swallows the wedding ring.
What a baller move. My God. Actually, the ring glimmers. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
In the sunshine, when the boat is pulling in,
the
ring catches the light.
Yeah.
which is a really cool detail, which I think any other filmmaker probably wouldn't have paid that close attention to.
Yeah.
But the ring has to mean something.
Yeah.
Because Linda swallows that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
She swallows a ring.
That must have hurt coming out.
Oh, it must have hurt going in. But
Yeah.
to be fair, at that point, she had her eye gouged out.
Yeah, she probably was on some adrenaline there.
Yeah. My God, when that dead body... Because you see her and she's okay.
Yeah.
And, like,
I had a
you
feeling
kind
it
of
was
know
a-
it's a dream.
I had a feeling it was a dream.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's not unlikely that she could have been alive.
No.
But
Well, like, she makes it onto shore. Because later we see that she was... this is kind of improbable. But she was buried quite deep with her
Yeah.
hand sticking out of the sand.
Yeah,
Which is
that's-
like a fun Sam Raimi thing.
Yeah.
Because he does that
Yeah.
in... He might have done that in Evil Dead. That's probably where it's from.
yeah.
But he did that in Multiverse of Madness, too. With Doctor Strange on the roof. With, like, the hand
yeah,
that comes
yeah.
through the dirt.
Oh yeah, I wonder where they shot it. I'm curious.
A lot of it felt like a soundstage.
There was for sure some studio stuff. I'm sure, but they definitely had to do some stuff on a beach somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously, I'm sure there's lots of beaches to film. But
I wonder how much was
Yeah.
the beach, because they could very
yeah,
easily.
I guess like when you're not facing the water, you could do whatever.
But
Yeah,
even when
I
you're
wonder.
facing the water,
But I don't know. It looked pretty.
it looked great.
It looked pretty real. Like I felt like all the beach stuff was real. Where I think they would have gone into a studio would have been when they're in the forest.
Yeah, all the cliff stuff.
Yeah, the
Or they're on a
cliff
cliff, that
stuff
feels like a-
absolutely. And then like when they're in the trees and stuff, that's definitely a studio.
Yeah,
thing.
anything that's not the immediate beach, I think
Yeah.
is probably.
But who knows?
Yeah,
They know, but we don't know.
we don't know. When he was poisoning her,
Yeah.
did you see that coming? I kind of noticed. I saw it coming.
I had a feeling like because they made a point about it.
Yeah.
You know, and
she tries to teach him not to eat these berries.
Yeah.
because they can make you very
yeah,
sick.
but yeah, I kind of saw it coming when he was like, "I'll make dinner." But you know, he does kind of trick you because you're like, "Is he actually trying? Is he not?" Like, because there's a few times where it goes back and like it happens quite often where he's like trying to be like pretending to be nice to her and then stabs her in the back. Like it happens multiple times.
Yeah.
And that's why at the end she's like, "I don't believe you at all." Like she knew. I didn't think him going on the raft. I didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm. Well, they linger on the shot of the jam that he's made.
Yeah.
And,
as she's starting to
Like immediately, I was like, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
not mango." Like
Yeah,
he's like, "It's
yeah.
a mango chutney." And I'm like, "That ain't no mango
and
chutney."
that's so funny. So all that fruit and food she was getting was from the house.
Not all of it, because we
Maybe-
see her
okay,
cutting the
no-
mango tree.
Not all of it, but she definitely got some of it.
Yeah, I think it's
sure.
implied that. But also, they've been
so
there for
funny.
over a month, and the fruit that's in, I don't think she touched the stuff in the house, because all of those water bottles,
Yeah.
and there's a full plate of fruit
Yeah.
on the table.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I would have gone for. You know? Also, why wasn't she?
The wine was from there. Because would they go and drink the wine?
I don't. Maybe. Well, because she was like, "Yeah, I've been working on it for a couple days. You want to get drunk?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I've seen YouTube videos where people make
Yeah.
wine at home. It
Yeah.
does not take 3 to 4 days.
Right. Yeah.
It takes
Yeah,
like
because
months to
he
ferment.
doesn't know. He would believe her, right?
Yeah, he's a moron.
But it makes me want to see some other Sam Raimi movies because I've only seen the Spider-Mans and the
Yeah,
Marvel
we've seen the same
ones.
ones. I think I'd love to see Evil Dead. I want
Yeah.
to see what he does with like a
Yeah.
pure
Yeah.
horror
Yeah.
zombie
I wonder
movie.
if we would notice similar, things that he does in these movies. Yeah, he's awesome. I feel like he's a great director. I wish he did more.
He must be doing movies all the time that we just haven't seen.
Yeah,
Because he's a
probably.
very successful
I think
director.
I think he's produced and written a lot. Maybe he hasn't directed too many in the last little while.
I mean, once you do Spider-Man, it's hard to come back from that. Whether or not he likes it. I mean, it's interesting because Spider-Man is the least like his style.
Yeah, but that's kind of what makes it good is because you have this great director. Maybe he's known for horrors and thrillers, but he obviously knows the craft and is really good. You give him a superhero movie and it's going to be unique and different and good. And the Spider-Mans had a bit of a dark tone to them at points.
I can't believe the turn this movie takes, that it took it up from like, I think I was going to give it like a 3.5 on Letterboxd. It's a solid 4.5 for me. Like, I loved it.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
I was I wouldn't have been sold on this movie if it didn't get as intense as it did at the end. I think a lot of movies would shy away from a full-blown, like, bloody stab fest. Mm-hmm. It's like a brutal fight. I don't think I've seen a hand-to-hand combat fight scene in a movie like that, mm-hmm. where somebody's like digging their hands into somebody's eye socket and like ripping off a patch of her scalp.
Oh, like, yeah, that was disgusting.
But it's such incredible visuals that I'm like, this is probably what fighting looks like. You know, as somebody who's never been in a fight, I don't think, you know, knock on wood, I want to keep my scalp and my left eye.
Yeah.
But I don't think... Yeah. I mean, I lost my train of thought. I just keep picturing her eye being popped out of her skull.
Well, it was still in there.
Yeah, but he was pushing it out.
Yeah, that was a crazy visual.
Yeah, really well done.
Good job, yeah. The pig obviously wasn't the best VFX. It was okay. I saw The Princess Bride yesterday at the Toronto Symphony Orchestra, which was amazing.
So cool.
Shout out to The Princess Bride. I love that movie. It's awesome. And it was amazing at the symphony. The music, the music was just amazing.
Must have been
so
incredible.
Good. When the music started, it didn't feel real. I was like, oh, that sounds like it's coming from the actual movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wait, there's a symphony doing this live? What?
And when you go to those, it's
so
hard
good.
to stop looking at the movie and look down at the musician.
Yeah, it was so good. When they're in the flaming forest or the flaming swamp, whatever it's called, and then there's these giant rodents. They're practical puppets in the movie, and so I saw that yesterday, like a similar fight, like a big, like hairy thing, creature, and then to see a VFX one in this, I'm like, oh man, I would have rather a puppet that also looks totally fake and terrible, but there's something about it that's really fun.
I almost guarantee that they used a puppet for this, and they painted it out.
Yeah,
which frustrates me to no end.
But that's what they always do that.
Yeah, you have like a reference, but I find that even when they make a really good practical, like puppet or animatronic, they end up going over it in VFX.
Yeah.
And so often when you watch VFX breakdowns, I go, oh man, I wish they had just kept that.
A good example of that is in The Last of Us season 1. What are they called? The blotters?
Clickers?
No, the big...
Oh, the bloaters.
The bloaters.
Yeah.
The blotters. I never played the game.
No, that's how they say it in France.
When you see
the bloaters.
When you see the bloater for the first time in season 1, I mean, the VFX in that show are incredible, and it looked amazing. And I saw a BTS thing. They built the full suit. It looked unbelievably real. And then they're like, we ended up basically just recreating it.
Yeah.
Which the suit obviously helps, but they could have used the suit and it would have looked totally fine. It's just interesting, when they do that. I guess sometimes they just wanted to do different movements or different things.
I think it also might be if there's a specific visual effect that they're looking for. Like, I don't remember if it's in The Last of Us or whatever, but like when you transition from practical to VFX, that jump can sometimes be more jarring than just sticking to VFX the entire time.
But I kind of like when it's a mix, when you do as much practical as you can and then you kind of sweeten it up with the VFX. That's always
that's the sweet spot. What would you give this movie out of 5?
What would I give this movie? I think it's a 3.5 for me.
Good stuff.
I thought it was great. It was a very good movie. But I think it's a 3.5, which is, I think, very solid. There was a little bit where I thought it dragged a little in the middle-ish, like, they're on the island, they're surviving, they're figuring, I've had enough of this survival stuff. Like, let's get to the point. Like, we kind of know all the things that we need to know.
Very early on.
So let's just, let's get to the end. Like, let's wrap it up. Very soon after when I started to think about that, it did start to wrap up. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But there was just a point where I started to think like, okay, let's wrap it up. Where is this gonna go? Where are we gonna go?
That's the whole, like, I feel like that can kill movies sometimes when you're waiting. Because I found myself waiting for it as well, where you're like,
it was just for a little bit.
Well, you go, oh, something has to happen, right? What is the end game?
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen? How soon is it going to happen? And when a movie does that and doesn't move quick enough, I get nervous about how your mind can start to wander. And you start paying attention to, like, I noticed I was starting to look at the people in front of me.
Right.
And, like, I was paying attention to the way the light was hitting the ceiling at the movie theater. Yeah. And whenever that happens, I try to lock in.
Yeah. But
I think it's a 3.5 for me as well.
Well, I didn't want to change your mind.
No, you're not changing my mind. This is why when I do Letterboxd reviews, I wait. Like, I'll sit in my car like I'm doing now, and I'll be like, okay, I need to think about it.
Yeah.
And then as I'm thinking about it, it'll go up, and then by the time I'm done writing my review, it'll usually go down, because I think this movie was a lot of fun, and I feel great. Like,
yeah. Well, it was pretty messed up, but
it is.
We can feel great.
No, I genuinely... I'm crazy. No, but I feel like there's a lot of catharsis in her getting this revenge, you know? Everybody, at whatever you do for work, has felt at some point or other that somebody is getting ahead when you know that you're putting in work. And you're like, oh, when is my shot? Like, when is that coming? And then having that come for her in such a weird way that I've never experienced or seen before feels very cathartic. I was like, okay, I don't know if I would be capable of doing anything that she did.
Yeah.
Not only just the murder, but like the survival. But it was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like, even when they're fighting, I'm smiling. Like, you and I were just laughing it up.
God, yeah.
We're having a good time. A lot of the gore is played for comedy as well. Like, there's that moment where she catches the boar, she cuts off his head, and she drops it in front of Dylan O'Brien. No reason she has to do this.
Yeah.
She drops it jugular face towards him, and he's asleep, and he gets splashed with blood. And I think little things like that are like, oh, okay, the filmmaker wants you to laugh at the blood, and he wants you to laugh at the absurdity of the violence.
Yeah, it was definitely a unique movie. Like, I haven't really seen something like that. It was definitely different and somewhat of an original idea, I would say.
Also, because we haven't seen Sam Rami movies, I don't think I saw the intensity of the end coming.
Right.
You know, like,
right,
I thought I knew some sort of conflict was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be as brutal as it was.
Yeah.
And I think that's a testament to the marketing. Because I almost didn't go see this movie. You know, if you hadn't been like, hey, let's go see a movie, I probably wouldn't have seen it.
Well, what made me want to see it was, first of all, because it was Sam Rami, and because I saw some ads, and I heard it was good.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I want to see that.
It feels, from the advertising, like a movie that you can skip, or not, you know, it didn't make me feel like, oh, I had to go see this in a theater. Movie marketing is so integral to the way we watch movies now, because we're so hyper online, that it's refreshing when a filmmaker, and I guarantee this, he fought to not reveal anything in that trailer. It's such a studio thing to be like, we don't think this movie is going to sell well. Let's advertise the hell out of it. Let's show them all the good parts, get their butts in seats. And when that happens, you're disappointed, because you go and you're like, okay, yeah, I knew exactly what this was.
Yeah. Well, Send Help. Good movie.
Go see it.
Go see Send Help in D-Box.
Maybe you can save the money. Don't
go to D-Box. I do have to say, like, it made the plane crash way more scary and exciting to, like, watch it, because you're, like, kind of part of it. It was actually worth it for that bit.
Now that you're D-Box virginity, which sounds like a crazy innuendo, how do you feel about the concept of D-Box in general?
I think it would be fun in a movie that would make more sense with it.
Yeah.
That has more movement, or like a disaster movie would be good. An action movie would be good in it. Or I would be curious, like to do a superhero movie.
I only go to 4DX and D-Box on 2 occasions. Either I've seen a really good movie once, like Superman that I saw in IMAX, and then I went back to 4DX because I was like, now that I've seen it as the filmmaker intended, I will go and I will see it in sort of a roller coaster. I'll do like the Martin Scorsese.
It's like a ride.
Oh, it's a roller coaster. Yeah, man. This is a roller coaster movie for sure. Yeah.
I would not do it for a non-action-y type of movie.
I agree. I don't think people should go see it.
But it was fun to do it for this. It was.
It was fun.
It made it exciting. It added another level of fun to the movie.
It did. And I think it is a fun movie.
Yeah, definitely a fun, messed up movie.
Very messed up.
And it was cool to talk right after watching Send Help. So that was kind of a fun experiment.
Yeah, we're going to call this the Car Cast.
The Car Cast. Yeah. But, yeah, this is the second episode of the Jonah and Leandro movie podcast.
With Leandro and Jonah. We really appreciate you guys listening if you've made it this far. We're having a lot of fun making this, and we hope you're having a lot of fun listening to it. If you feel so inclined, if you enjoyed the pod, please share it with people that love movies. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your mom. Just make sure they're playing it on loop. Feel free to share us on socials if you're digging what you're hearing. And we will see you at the movies.